Greetings, everyone. This is She Speaks Life with Laquisha Robinson. On today, we're going to talk about relationships. So I want you all, before you decide to enter into any relationships, I want you to understand and get in tune with who you are and why you are. By doing these two things, you're going to set the foundation for every relationship that you have. You're going to understand who you are, first of all, what you like, what you desire, what makes you feel good. You're also going to understand how you want to be treated. So in return, you're going to treat other people the way you want to be treated. Even if you don't understand them, you're still going to treat them how you would want them to treat you. So understand who you are. Understand why you are, okay? If you're deciding to go into a relationship with somebody, it's going to be very important for you to know who you are. A lot of times we'll see couples and we'll say, oh my goodness, they just seem so perfect together. Or either you'll know a couple and you know they are good to each other and for each other, but you have to understand, if you ask them 9 times out of 10, even if they say, well, we knew God destined us to be together, they still worked on themselves prior to them coming in union together, meaning there was time where they reflected on who they were and what they liked and what they wanted to accept, and they reflected on how they wanted to be treated, so that in return they could give it to the person that they would be with. Also, in their relationship, because they understood the purpose of their relationship, okay, they were still at that point able to realize that even if we have a disagreement or even if we have an argument, we know what we know. We know enough of what we know to understand that it's me and you versus the situation, and not me and you versus each other. So they were able to thrive and strive and conquer anything that came to them. But if they weren't mature and first knowing who they were and even why they were, then they wouldn't be mature in having a successful relationship. Now let's deal with a business relationship. If you're going to go into a business relationship with somebody, the same thing follows. You need to understand who you are, what you're wanting out of this business relationship, why you partnered up with this person. Was this a great idea for you? Or was it a great idea for them? And then when you all face little bumps in the road, you'd have to understand it's time to pull together. It's not time for me to be angry at you because this didn't go right or that didn't go right, or you didn't make a decision without talking to me, or you made a stupid decision. No name calling, just working together and pulling together so that the next time what we do will be better than the first time. You understand? Even if you're on your job and you're dealing with a co-worker who is not so pleasable for whatever reason it may be, by you understanding who you are, even if they're not operating in who they are, you will still be able to function, move, and operate around them, okay? You will still be able to flow, and they'll be wondering, why am I not affecting her? Why am I not getting to him? And it's because we know who we are. It's because I know who I am. It's because you know who you are. So you've arrived at a point to where nothing that isn't going to be of a high vibration. And again, you all know I'm pretty big on talking about that now, because we want to arrive to high stakes in our lives. We want to be operating to where we are at peace. We have understanding. We're not just going off of emotions, but we're actually operating off of what's right and what's real. Okay, so again, learning who you are. Okay, learning who you are. Now let's talk about really quickly why you are. Why are you here? Why did you link up with this person? Why were you two drawn together, or why was this group drawn together? And then you have to be honest with you, very spiritual, so that you can make a good God decision, because you have to understand not all things that were put together were drawn together or sent by God, or did the universe orchestrate some things because we want it so bad, and because we're just determined we're going to make this happen for us, we put it together. But it was not what God wanted to be put together. So now I'm not operating in the why am I. And because I'm not operating in why I am, so you all, I believe that everything is meant to take us higher. And I was dealing with a situation where I have the tendency to want to say, okay, let me explore my nurture side, even though it's a case or an area where I shouldn't. So I almost tried to be the universe, or I almost tried to play God in a situation, but I pulled myself back, and I'm thankful for doing that, and it shows a level of growth. And I said to myself, I'm not going to play God or the universe. I'm going to let what's supposed to happen happen. So that's just my example of telling you all, don't do something because you just feel like you want to do it, but in knowing who you are and why you are, you will spiritually feel yourself being drawn and connected to the things that are meant to bless and prosper your life. So again, I'm going to reiterate real quickly, the most important relationship you can have is with yourself. And I think I may do a part 2 of this, but after I finish this. But the most important relationship that you can have is with yourself, when you know what you like, what you want to feel like, when you start to embrace how you want to be. In return, you'll treat other people the same way. You're going to reciprocate. You're going to give to others the same kind of treatment that you want to be treated with. Also, knowing who you are and why you are is going to cause things to flow to you. And then I also wanted to encourage you and remind you, don't try to force anything to happen that's not meant to happen, because while it may rise, you're also going to watch it fall. Another thing, what God brings together and joins together, it doesn't matter the confusion, it doesn't matter the conflict that's in it. If it's meant to be, it will be. So you all learn yourself, know yourself, and then operate in who you are so that you can obtain the relationships that's healthy for you. And I'm going to do another video, so until I see you all very briefly again, I want you to operate in peace, love, and joy.